Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show, and the show that is not intended for entertainment purposes. Today, though, we're going to do something should be a little fun. Is we're once again opening the door for open panel, basically, so y'all guys can actually join in. Come in, maybe you've got some questions, maybe about some of the previous shows we've done recently, like the Upside Down World, or all the tree videos, the trees and portals and pits and all that kind of information, or any of the conversation, or maybe a whole new conversation. But we're going to have the door open for you to be able to come in today. And sorry, guys, just getting a little bit distracted. So we're going to do that, and we're going to be providing a link for y'all guys here in just a moment, so that y'all guys can come in and join us. This is going to be quite an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. Shannon and Roxy, could you kind of take the stage for a second, and I'll be right back, and we'll provide the link here in just a little bit. Technically, the link is below the video in the description, but wait in just a minute before you actually click on that and come in. Wait, if you would, until we're ready for that here in just a few minutes. So y'all guys chitter chat, or maybe well, talk about whatever you want to. I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. How are you all today?
Hello, Shannon.
Roxy?
Hello, Shannon. How are you today?
Hello.
Hello, love. Hello.
I'm doing all right. You know, I would like to take a second real fast to say a prayer for baby Emmanuel Harrow. I know I've mentioned this a few times in the last couple of shows, but this situation, this case has really hit me hard as a mother, and it being so literally in my town, the whole scenario going down. At this moment, it is for sure that the baby is no longer with us. And so I just lift little baby Emmanuel, Harrow, up to you, Lord Jesus. And please, 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 for those of us who want to see little baby Emmanuel rest in peace and get a proper burial with and welcoming to you, Lord Jesus, into your hands. Please help authorities find his little body and to bring justice for little baby Emmanuel. So that being said, I just wanted to say that prayer. And for those of the family members that do love this child and want to have peace. So, sorry.
Is this the same child we were talking about that went missing from the sporting goods store?
Yeah. They found a large amount of blood in the house. They know the baby's no longer with us. So now they're just trying to find the baby. And yesterday, the father, Jake, was out with authorities at this place called the Badlands out near Moreno Valley, like in between my area and Moreno Valley, searching for the body. It sounds like he's confessed, but we're not sure if he's messing around with authorities or whatnot, if the body was really there or not. It's just kind of all a mess and up in the air. And I mean, this whole situation has been quite it's been a bunch of shenanigans, I'll tell you that. But yeah,
it's been a horrible case. Unfortunately, I think that's going on quite a bit in quite a few places. Sadly, this isn't the only case. It's just the one we know about.
Exactly. It's definitely not the only case, but these people must not have been very intelligent because they pretty much put the entire world's eye upon them with their fake story, and that in itself has made things exponentially worse upon
Well,
them
if
and the
there is any
situation.
situation out there anymore that comes up, there are so many internet sleuths that get interested in it
That is what I'm saying.
and pick out the BS. I mean, like right off the rip.
Right off the bat. And let me tell you this. People have been obsessed with this particular case, especially. I mean, they're on it with a lot of different cases, but because the fact of the matter, there's just been so much upon so much with this
Media.
man. Well, not just media, but this man's past of previously hurting children in of his own in previous cases and has done time and all this stuff. It's like it's bringing light to how is it that the system has allowed this person to still be around his children or other children. And all these cases, like CPS cases and abuse cases, are coming out against him and the mother too. And it's just this whole thing is been, people are breaking into their home, messing around in a crime scene, touching things, trying to do crime, like true crime tours in these people's house. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in this. Yeah,
The whole
it's
world's
insane.
crazy. Are you back with us, Daniel?
I am. I'm just trying to figure out why Miss Kim's camera isn't working. It's not showing up. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, on this side of the world, I have stayed out of any local conspiracies this weekend. And
That's good.
I recovered furniture all weekend to keep my mind focused on something except the world falling apart.
Understandably. Well, I see. I had a very nice weekend too, but this has been like so in our face. Like we can't. It's in our backyard, you know. So kind of been on that, but not much else.
Yeah, ours has been all consumed with that local story about the guy that shot a guy and then tried to make it out like a stand your ground case. But we'll talk about something that isn't absolutely saddening at the moment.
Yeah,
found-
I just needed to say that prayer. So thank you guys. Sorry
Oh,
about that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Always something, some kind of technical problem seems to always happen, but we're getting there, making progress in some areas, and then we still have things that happen we don't understand. I don't know why her camera's not showing up. Everything is there.
Yeah, we got a little black icon where she should be, but no Miss Kim.
Right, this little black icon, and it don't make no sense. Ain't nothing I'm doing. But so, guys, what kind of questions do you have? You know, in the recent weeks, we've covered. Well, let's see. Let's pull up a tab here and share it, and let's look at the YouTube channel at the different topics that we've talked about recently. And I think one of my problems at the moment is I'm having a bandwidth problem. So I've got 1 gigabyte per second, supposedly. So there shouldn't be no bandwidth problem. Supposedly. You know, that's what it says on the bill they send me. Let's go into the, let's go to YouTube. Well, I guess we are going there. Fine. I mean, you see that's taking so long to load. Definitely.
Yeah, your internet's usually much faster than that.
Yeah, let me look at my monitors that show me what's actually going on. I'll share it with you here in a second too. Uh, we're peaking maxing out. If you look at the Ethernet, it's still not that high though. I mean, that's the bandwidth we're using, which is about 32 megabytes per second, and we're not even at the 32 line. We're freaking out the hard drive a little bit, and the CPU is banging out as well. We truly be honest with everyone watching the show, truly need actually a higher end system than I've got. This is a higher end system, but it's about, I don't know, 7-8 years old. It was given to me. And it is a good system because I couldn't pull off what I'm doing now without it. But as you can see, I'm using the GPU, which is the video card, which is an NVIDIA GeForce video card, which is a very high-end card. The card by itself, when it was new, probably cost $2,000. And then, I'm using, I think I have like, let me see, how many CPUs? 6. So six cores, 6 CPUs on here, and I'm still banging out at 100% trying to run the show, which ends up sometimes causing some of these problems we're having. So a goal in the nearby future is to find someone, or maybe run a fundraiser to try to get the money together to get an actual higher-end production studio quality PC, which probably ain't gonna be cheap. It's probably gonna be about $3,000-4,000 at least.
Would be nice if we had a sponsor that
It would be nice.
could provide us the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lord knows my poor little old Amazon laptop is killing it over here. I got it propped up with fans on it to keep this thing cool.
Imagine
we don't even want to talk about my setup.
We're not going to go into your technical thing, Shannon. No.
Yeah, we're not dealing with
I'm making it work though. It's cool.
Me
man.
too. Me too. I'm running off a $300 laptop.
Well, the way I have this set up, it relieves y'all guys from having as much CPU duty, and puts it on to me because I have this high-end PC, but it ain't high-end enough. It just ain't new enough, really, is what it is.
All right, let's get back to subjects before they all tune out on us.
Right. All right, so recently, let's look at the live show list of things.
To be sure, somebody's got a burning question they want to come in and ask. You don't have to have your camera on. You can just come in and talk to us. You don't have to have your camera on. You can be on the show with us if you got an answer or if you got a question or you just want to discuss a theory or you want to bring something else up for us to look into.
Yeah. And
what entity was Genesis 1 referring to, making male and female in their image?
Say that again.
Elohim.
I'm looking at a question. What entity was Genesis 1 referring to, making a male and female in their image?
The Elohim or Elohim, which
Genesis
is
1 is talking about the creation.
Angels or magistrate, but the specific term they use in that is Elohim, which is angels or God's magistrates. So there's some controversy with that.
They put the word, that's the one that uses the word like a multiple word, like our image.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Me and Dan used to talk about that quite often. Me and Dan Kennedy.
I miss Dan.
And,
I miss him so much.
Yeah, that's not the theme of this show today. You're welcome to come on. We could talk about it, but we haven't exactly prepared for that question. I'm aware of the question. And, one thing you got to remember is translation. You've been dealing with translating the Bible through multiple different iterations, many different iterations, with some of them, like with King James, he had some of his own motivations as to what he wanted some things to say and some things not to say at all. And it's just the way it is.
The way I try to look at the Bible is it's history. It's recorded history through time. Regardless, if you remove the religious aspect of it, it is still a historical book.
Oh, yeah.
When we go and look at the current books that they have written on history, we now know when we look back at World War II and World War One and the Civil War and people coming to this country, that there's a lot of lies in there. So you got to take that historical book that has been edited by different people, King James and other people. There have been things that have been added, omitted, altered. The feeling, perception, or meaning of it has been changed. So you got to be real careful with the books that you're reading and try to go back to the most original form you can if you want to truly understand it.
And you have to define every word back into its original language. So here's some of the Shannon, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, speaking of, I know that David, or Jesus Freak Computer Geek, knows the Paleo Hebrew, and I wonder, I'm sure he has a good breakdown of what that actually means in the Paleo Hebrew language. I'd be curious to see if he'd come on and talk about that sometime.
Yeah, he probably would be somebody good to speak to about that. I don't know. I can send him a text and we can find out. So here's some of the
if
topics.
If you're watching, Dave, we love you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Here's some of the topics we've been speaking about recently. Recently, we got into the four rivers of creation. Okay. And I know a lot of you probably seen that. If you haven't, go check it out. It's looking at the human body and looking at the creation of the world, because everything God created was for himself and of himself. I think that the world itself is symbolically, in some ways, just like in the image of God. Now, we also did the upside down world conversation video, and that discussed the theoretical ideas, strictly theoretical ideas, because we ain't got no way to prove it, of there being an upside down world or reality or some kind of mirror image yet altered, kind of like the way they all brought us up believing hell was down. You know, it's like down what? Upside down, maybe, you know. And so anyways, we talked about that. We also went into, before that, we did we reviewed the documentary that I did a few years back, and showed some other videos of angel orbs, and discussed that as well. And we've talked about the giant trees being the volcanoes of today, and theorized about the possibility of were they also the prisons that some of these spirits were imprisoned in. And if you want to have questions about that or give us some of your ideas, we'd love to hear them. And of course, we've done tons of things. Bunch of awesome shows. So, any thoughts before I open up the lines to see if we might be able to possibly make it work, where we could bring somebody in? And keep this in mind. This is really important, guys. You have got to have, in order for this to work, and we'll be doing this again probably next week, so don't cry if you don't get in today. But you got to have a set of headphones and a mic, okay? It will not work without headphones. If you come in without headphones, the audio is going to be terrible. It's going to be a lot of echo, and all we'll have to do is just kick you out. It won't be personal, but we will have to kick you out because we're not going to be able to deal with it. The audio just will not work. We've tried it with, like with Super Dave and Super Mike, and makes me just remember I didn't do the introductions today either. But we did it with them, and it just was terrible. But we got it fixed, with all you got to do is have headphones and a microphone. So with all that being said, if you have headphones and a microphone, and whether you plug them into your cell phone or whether it's plugged into your iPad or your PC or whatever it is, if you want to join us here on the show, we've got a spot waiting on you. All I've got to do is, let's see here, pull you up like this, and you'll be right there in the middle of the screen, and we'll all be able to hear and see you. Now, when you first come in, you're not going to be live right out the gate. I've got to add you, okay? The first person you're going to talk to when you get here is Miss Kim. She's going to say, hello, this is Miss Kim. Can you hear me? And you'll be able to speak with her. She's going to just let you know that basically that I'll be bringing you on and just hang out and wait, and I'll bring you in, okay? And you'll be right here in the center where you see the Supernatural Show website. As a matter of fact, before we move all the way into that, I'd actually like to show, and y'all guys can go ahead and click the link. It is below in the comments. Excuse me, not in the comments. It's in the description of the video. You can go ahead and click that if you want and join, and Miss Kim will speak with you. But while we're waiting on y'all guys to show up, I'm going to share my screen. And matter of fact, let me also real quick, let me go ahead and drop it in the comments as well. The open panel guest link. And let me grab it real quick. All right. And here it goes. There you go. So that will bring you in. As Kim will speak to you first. This is our first time doing it using this platform, so please bear with us and understand that this is another new thing we're trying to do to involve y'all guys more. So here we are.
Is there any password to get in there?
Oh, yes, there is. It's the password. If it doesn't automatically give you the password, if it asks for a password, it's 888. So if it asks you for a password, just plug in 888, okay? Now, here we are on the website. And as you see, I've added some new things. One, I've added a new calendar. There's a calendar now for the website. So you can come in here, you click on it, and you can see a calendar will pop up and load here in a moment. And it'll show you different shows that are scheduled. Now, I've got on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, we're going to be adding in, I'll probably be adding it the next day or so here, if not sooner, where Shannon is going to be doing her live show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it'll be on the schedule as well going forth. And then we'll be adding also time slots for Roxy doing her show, which is she has called the Roxy Files. And Shannon's got to come up with a little name to kind of name hers as well. And they'll all be part of the Supernatural Show Network. And so you can come here and see what's coming on the schedule. And this will get more important, obviously, here in the near future. Plus, we have another experienced host that will be joining us here very soon. He's on vacation right now. Hopefully he's listening. We're looking forward to you to being here. I also added the Supernatural Team page where you'll be able to go and there'll be links you'll be able to click on each image and you can find out more information about that person. They'll have their own website page with their information and details about them and what they're up to and that kind of thing. And another one that we have here, something new, is we have what's called the Beyond the Veil. You know how we have the Beyond the Veil pre-show where you can come on the website and you can watch the pre-show, which is us talking, getting set up for the show, joking around, that kind of thing. And looks like we have someone here ready to talk to us. Very nice. And let me check in with her and make sure it's working okay. Working okay, darling?
Real quick, the name of my channel / show is Children of the Most High. So I do have a name, I promise.
Okay, good.
Children of the Most High.
So let's do this, and then I'm gonna have to, because again, this is all new, I'm gonna have to help her out here in a second. If you can hear me, our guest that's in the room waiting on us, just give us just a minute, and we'll talk to you and get you on the show here, okay? Because I know you are ready to roll, okay? Here we are on the page that is the Beyond the Veil Round Table of Knowledge. What this is below, or excuse me, a separate page that allows y'all guys to be able to join a group, a video chat with just y'all guys. It's not recorded. It's completely private. There's no restrictions on the topics you can talk about. There's no censorship. The only thing is we ask everybody to be kind. You know what I mean? And so you come here. It tells you what the password is to the room right here. And then you can talk to each other just like we are right now, but it'll be on the website. And yeah, sometimes we'll be in there. We might even jump in there sometimes right after the show and have y'all guys jump in. Now, you do have to have some type of membership to the website. You can even have the free version to be able to gain access to it for now, because it's the only way I have. Y'all guys have to be a member, because that allows me, in case somebody comes in here and they're doing something naughty, I have a way to deal with that. But if I just open it up completely, then anybody could come in there and do anything they want, and nothing I could do about it. So you just get your memberships working, get your login working, and you can use the Beyond the Veil Round Table of Knowledge. And normally what this is going to be used for is like right after the show. Of course, we're now on the Beyond the Veil pre-show and post-show page. Let me mute myself. And it's still going down below the pre-show page. You'll notice there is the Beyond the Veil Roundtable of Knowledge link. And what you'll use that for.
You know, I just would like to say we encourage different opinions. None of us, even here on the show, 100% agree with each other. I just want to let you know that, again, it is very easy to be respectful and have a different opinion. So we encourage that. We are opening up that ability for you to share your opinion, even if it doesn't align with any of us or anyone else, as long as you're respectful about it. There's always a way to be kind, loving, and respectful when in a debate. So that being said, we don't want to have to gong anyone, you know, but that thing is available if necessary. But
yeah, we don't want to gong anybody. We just all want to be nice.
yeah.
And I have learned this, and it took me a long time to learn this. Nothing can be gained from an argument. When two people come into an argument, you are both steadfast in your point to prove it. So you're not going to listen to anybody else's point. That's why you have a conversation, not an argument.
That's
I
right.
think we might have an echo going on, guys.
I don't hear any.
We don't have any.
Super Dave, Super Mike, can y'all guys let us know on the live stream itself? Are you experiencing any echo? And I'm still trying to deal with the guests, so this is all new. Bear with us. Working on getting the guest in here, so give me a minute. Y'all guys just chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
But yeah, you can't get anywhere in an argument because two people are going to come in. You know what your point is, and you're not going to give up on it. Yeah, we don't. Dave and Mike said we're 5 by 5 with no echo. So I don't know who's hearing the echo, but it's none of us.
Not to me.
But nothing has ever been solved from an argument or a fight. If the two people who are arguing would go take a minute and breathe and come back and have a conversation, you can probably come to a problem resolution with that. And I don't know if that's from me running car dealerships for 25 years, but you're not going to get anywhere with an argument. What did Lucifer do to fall? Stephen said. Stephen has got some very serious, interesting questions here today.
I do believe it was pride because he wanted to exalt himself above God. Although that worked out well.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can't just bring our guest in and see if we can have a little conversation. Let's switch to our guest lineup here. As a matter of fact, for the moment, I'm going to bring him over a little bit and make him even a little bit bigger. And there we go. All right. So bear with me for a second, and we'll have you on the show with us. Like I say, this is all new for us. Matter of fact, all of it is absolutely new, but we're trying. Let's see. Here we go. I'll be bringing you in here in just a moment. You still got solid talk check on his.
I'm looking at our upcoming guest channel now on YouTube.
We should share it on the screen.
I can't. Daniel's doing his thing. I can't take over the screen from here. You have to hang on a second. When he brings you in, we'll hear you.
Is someone solo talking with?
No, we're talking in the chat box.
Oh, in the chat
with
box.
Chinny.
Okay.
Yeah, with Chinny Lee. There we go.
Now let's hang on just a second. I gotta unmute you.
He's muted.
And I don't. Okay, there we go. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Oh,
hey!
Excellent. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, the last time I was here was when the partner, Dan number one.
Dan.
Yeah. Dan Kennedy. Yeah. How you been doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Thanks for being our experimental guest today.
Sure.
We're still struggling with the immense technology load that I've got going, but you're looking good,
it's okay.
brother.
Thank you.
And you sound good. Everybody hear him well?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
yes, thank you.
What kind of questions or maybe answers do you have today? Anything specific you got on your mind?
Well, here's the thing. I actually came to this very interesting conclusion that when you grow your hair, and you attract it, because hair is kind of like antennas, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we just did a show. The last show we just did, actually, we were talking about that. Remember, Roxy and Shannon? I think you were there too. But yeah,
That's
Yeah,
correct.
I wasn't there Friday.
here's our antennas, and they've done studies back in the old days. They used to do studies on the native Indians, and they proved that the longer your hair is, the more in touch with nature and your surroundings and potential danger and all those things. And it has a lot to do with why my hair is as long as it is, even and with my beard as well.
And I'm going to give you this reference, the movie Avatar.
Avatar. They had long hair, didn't they?
They had long hair, and they actually took their hair and kind of like co-braided it with the animals that they were flying. And they could also take their hair and tap it into the root system of the flora and fauna around them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why my hair hasn't been cut in over a year.
Yep.
Okay, I'm a hairdresser, and I know like other hairdressers in the community are gonna probably roll their eyes, but I haven't cut my hair since 2014. So yeah, for a hairdresser, it's kind of not good to admit. But yep, I did.
Why not? You know, everybody says, "Oh, you need to cut the ends off." I said, "Someone who's trying to sell you a haircut is the one telling you need to cut the ends off." You know, it's and I know that you can get split ends and stuff, and it doesn't hurt to trim it a little bit. But my hair, I haven't had a haircut in, let's see, 2005, 2000. Let's see, 2010. So
you letting yours grow, Jenny?
17 years.
Oh yeah.
You gonna let
Are
yours,
you?
You gonna let yours grow, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, my here. This is my.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's looking good.
Hey, we got a new club, the No Haircut Club.
Right?
Yep.
You pronounce your name Chinny Lee? Is that what you go by? Chinny Lee?
Yeah, Chinese. Yeah.
Chiny.
Johnny.
Shiny.
Chiny. Yeah, I remember when we talked before. You were telling me about that. You know.
Yeah.
So what
yeah,
else is on your mind, or what do you think about the hair thing? Any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really do believe this because it's been a long time since I've grown my hair. It's been since 2009 since I would just let my hair just grow out, and it's been growing for a year. And it's so funny. I could really, you're right. I feel in tune. I feel like, because I already had like a gift from the Lord. The Lord just like, you know, and of being in tune, like very intuitive with things. But now, ever since I grew my hair, I feel like it's definitely like it's expanded, and now I feel like I'm like, whoa, like I can like really feel, you know, like I'm like, whoa, that person's looking at me, or oh, that person has like, but you know, I already had that, but now it's like times 2 or times 3 because of the hair, you know.
Nice. And I don't think that's a joke at all. I think that is a really serious thing. The long hair.
No, it's not. No, no, it's not.
No, I think it's as important in our system as our eyes are. It's a sensor. It tells us what's going on in the world, just like your eyes and your smell and your taste. If you have a food and you put it in front of you and the smell of it makes you nauseous, that's your body telling you, no, that's not going to work in here. We don't tolerate that well.
Well, see, and this is why, again, I'd like to ask, why is it that it has been so impressed on women to have to shave off or get rid of most of their hair, except for what's on their head and face? Why is that?
You don't want me to answer that one as a woman.
I do want you to answer that. I do, girl. I wouldn't have said it if I did.
Men.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
not a
the
man
spiritual
hater.
It's this. What is the spiritual implication? What is it that they want to take away from the
well,
female?
you're cutting down the garden.
I
You're
mean,
cutting the trees down in
right.
the garden. There might be something to that, symbolically at least. You're cutting down. I mean, we're all adults here. There ain't nobody here trying to be vulgar in any way. So let's just talk about it. You know, everybody here knows that when it comes to pubic hair, that there's been references of it as to being called a bush, or things like that. And it's the crazy thing is symbolically, not only symbolically but supernaturally and actually creation wise, that's real, because in the Garden of Eden, the tree was in the midst of the garden, and you had the garden, and we all know the woman is the garden, in a way. And there's going to be that around that garden, there's going to be trees in the garden. There's going to be foliage. I call it foliage or bushes in the garden. It's just the way it is. This is the supernatural show. We get to talk about things like this.
From what I understand, too, in the book of Enoch, it was the fallen angels, the watchers, that taught women these things. So what is the ultimate spiritual implication? Is it some kind of taking away of the sense, or is it trying to enhance something else? I don't know, but it's a really interesting question as to why the fallen angels would teach that, for one, and why it is so ingrained in society since ancient days that women remove their body hair, not just in that region, but your legs, your underarms, all of those types of things. So it's something to think about. And if anybody out there has any kind of knowledge on this subject matter, it'd be very interesting to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to know too. My brain's sitting here spinning on it right now, trying to figure out, why is it? I know that the kings of old used to shave when they would conquer a new area, they'd shave all the men's heads to confuse the population, and to make that person a slave. Go ahead, Shannon.
And in ancient days, and this is a practice still going on today, of the waxing, of to rip out the hair from its follicle, not just cut it off, but to rip it out. Right. And that was one of the main ways that women even did it back in ancient days. But this again is still a practice that happens today, in this day. So to literally rip out the follicle. So why?
If we're removing the hair from that region, it's a handicap of some kind. The question is why, like you're saying, but what kind of a handicap? What is it that the hair, the antennae, the brush that is around the garden for a woman, what is it that she loses? How is she handicapped when that takes place?
Oh my gosh, what if it has discernment with partners?
Right.
Just saying, you know, what if it is taking away that discernment of, no, do not let this person inside of you, do not, you know what I mean? And opening you up to more activity.
Well, or maybe protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Protection.
I was going to say protection in the way that it would, as soon as a man would get close to you like that, your body is already making decisions, so your body's already choosing whether or not it's going to accept this sperm, whether or not it's going to try to destroy the sperm, whether you realize it or not. When a woman mates with a man, there's a lot going on there, more than, it ain't just as simple as having sex and all this kind of thing. There's a lot going on. And so if you're cutting down I look at the hair as being your first line of defense in nature. It's your first line of knowledge, of knowing what's going on. And so if you're whacking down the bushes out of the garden, no pun intended, I know, I get it.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I get it.
So go ahead.
If you're doing that, you're whacking down the first line of defense for the garden. I mean, that don't
just think
sound
about
good.
An appliance. An appliance doesn't matter whether it's the rice cooker, the coffee maker, or anything else. It doesn't work if it's not plugged in. Your hairs are plugged into your body for a reason.
And they're
There's
all
a reason
connected
they're
with
there.
nerves. Every one of them are connected, and they all provide feedback. And if there's danger, what's the first thing that happens on a dog's back when he senses danger? All the hair
What
on
happens
his,
to a human with the hair on your arm?
Same thing. Your hair stands at attention, and it is literally like a Wi-Fi signal around you, searching and trying to determine what's going on, on a level that we can't even intellectually understand.
I feel like it's a form of trauma as well, especially when you're doing it in the waxing sense, or even the laser treatments now are very painful. I mean, these things are painful. So it's a very traumatizing thing, especially in such sensitive regions. Your legs, your underarms, the other regions, those are very sensitive.
Yeah.
So it's very traumatic. And we choose to do this to ourselves.
Most wild things for
Beauty.
Try to attract men, but then they get to attracting so many, it works in reverse. It's like, get away.
And look, we're right back to my original answer. Why do women do it? Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And vice versa.
Right, yeah.
Some man told her to.
Yeah.
The first one that done it, some man told her to do it and told her it looked good. And then she told all of her friends, and all of her friends did it. And then their men thought it was, it's a perpetual. This is how the beauty industry works, and is a multi-cajillion billion-dollar business.
Yes, yeah.
It convinced the women of thinking one thing, convinced the men thinking another thing, and then use it against us.
But even men, it's the same thing, though. They have a lot of things. I mean, they have to have specific haircuts to be in the professional world. Men are getting manicures and pedicures now for the professional world. I mean, it goes into the male aspect too, and especially now with the whole feminization of the males, it's becoming more and more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's an attack, it's a trauma, but it's taking away something from us.
There's literally nothing positive
for
about
discernment.
it. I mean, what's positive about it? Just because a man thinks, because he's been told by media that this looks good, to whack down the garden. It's like, that ain't no reason for a woman that she should do anything. That there's no benefit.
When you're talking about media, if it wasn't for media and the role and the visualization that they play upon the people, Victoria's Secret would have never sold a single bra.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Their bras are no more special, or their underwear or pajamas, than any other department store out there. But they paraded these, we're going to call them women, for lack of a better thing, because at this point we're not real sure which one they are.
Victoria has a secret.
Yeah. But they paraded them up and down this thing with angel wings on their back, and these poor women were probably injected with gosh only knows how many of those supposed GLB-1 inhibitors to look like that. That is unrealistic. When you put that, okay, a Barbie doll. Here we go. Barbie doll ain't got no hair except for on top of her head. If you took a Barbie doll and you took those proportions and made her human, she would look like, she would tip over. Dolly Parton wouldn't even have nothing on this woman. She'd be a bobblehead on top with like double Dolly Parton chest, and then her waist would look like somebody had put a zip tie on her, and her butt would be so big she couldn't sit down. Her legs would be so long she could tie them in a knot around her neck. I mean, come on, that doll is marketed to children from the time they're 2 years old until they're 80. My 80-year-old mother-in-law has Barbie dolls.
I got a question for the ladies here. Is it more, would you say that women do these things for the attraction of men, or is it more that, or is it more for competition with other women?
Both.
It's both. 100% both. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, when a woman gives you a compliment on how you look, we are 10 times more overjoyed than any man telling us we look good. Because we can be in sweats and be told by a man, like, you look beautiful, and we'd be like, we know the women. The women are honest because they're looking you up and down going, what? Why are you so pretty? What do I need to do to fix myself?
This is the thing. Kind of in today's society, as a woman, if I'm walking to a parking lot or a gas station or whatever, if a man says something to me about my appearance, I automatically feel like he is motivated in one direction. He has one goal. Right. That's what he's after. Exactly. That's what we've been taught as women. Exactly. If a woman tells me I look nice, I smile. I used to try to make it, which I don't go out in public anymore because I can't deal with people because people are different now. But I would try to make it a point, even if I saw a woman in the Walmart and I didn't like her hair, I was anything. If she had on cute shoes, I would try to find one thing. Oh my gosh, those are cute shoes. You have changed her life for the day by telling her she has cute shoes. Because somebody of a similar mindset thought that something she did was a positive. If a man does it, we think he's trying to get in our pants. We just assume that that's the natural order of things.
Yeah.
I think the beauty so here's a fun fact about my little background. So I'm a photographer, but here's the thing: I've shot fashion stuff, and and I've shot a lot of models, a lot. And one thing that I've learned is there's like a couple things that I do believe are some of the causes of the beauty industry. I think the first one is definitely the insecurities. They, no offense, women, of course, but a lot of the industry comes with this thing where they take advantage of people and their insecurities, and they just want to be liked. Women want to be liked, or at least in New York. They want to be liked, and they just have to be perfect in the eyes of men, their peers. They have to look good, and if they don't look good, they become very squirmy and I don't want to,
anxious.
Anxious. Yeah, I worked in the fashion industry for a little while too, with a group called OC Fashion Week in Orange County here in California. And let me tell you, what you're saying is 100% accurate, but it goes beyond that, because a lot of these models are coming from these families that are pushing it. The mother is pushing, like, oh, you're so beautiful, you can look like this and you can make us money. And it becomes not just even about that. It's like the clout. It's the whole aspect of being considered to be something absolutely beautiful. And most of the time, if they have any kind of idea and see anything that any of their pictures, they'll be the first one to be like, oh, I don't like that. Can you not use that? Can you alter this, please? Because they're trying to fit into some kind of ideal that they were forced into since birth. But a lot of this stems because, and this, we brought up this, the last show too, that women in society have been shown people who are not women, but we are supposed to aspire to that. I mean, we're told they're women. We're told they are women, but they are not. And there is no way we could ever possibly attain that kind of body type or that kind of aesthetic in that kind of way, because we are not that. So that is a huge part of the insecurity on that level. And the same thing with men, and why they're becoming more and more feminized, because of that confusion that is a subconscious thing that they're not aware of, but they don't understand why they're confused, kind of thing.
And that's like the Spice Girls.
Right.
Most of them weren't girls. I'm not sure any of them were.
I don't think any of them are, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And they sing the song When Two Becomes One. They weren't singing about a man and a woman becoming a family. They were singing about the man and the woman going back together. Like we've talked about so many times, that's just part of this huge goal. And maybe that's tied somehow to the removal of the hair thing. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, and I don't think this whole thing is just male or female. I think it's societal.
Right.
Because everywhere you go now, I've seen girls on TikTok that they're friends of my daughter or her age group, 30 something. These are not girls I would have ever figured would have been wearing tank tops, shaking their boobs on TikTok for likes. The absolute degradation of the moral fabric of our upcoming generations and what they will do to get somebody to like a video on TikTok or a Facebook reel. I mean, they are out there with their booty hanging out, their boobs are hanging out, they're dancing on top of cars.
Not just the women,
crazy.
Not just the women. There are guys out there doing it
yeah.
too. And the whole challenge thing is a whole nother story in itself. But the things that people will do to get on any kind of trend, it's absolutely insane. Some of these,
they will take their toddlers.
Deadly, oh my gosh!
If you take a toddler and put him in front of a camera and teach him bad words so that it's cute and you can get video likes, that's child abuse. I'm sorry, it is. I don't care who likes it. I said it. If you get your child to get on camera and just cuss and act up or smack the other kid or act out in public, that is child abuse. That child doesn't even know what they're doing. And what these girls don't realize, and boys, the ones that are out there that are teenagers and older, that are out there exhibiting and filming and posting this behavior, it will haunt you forever. Forever. It does not go away when you post it on the internet. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what Hollywood has done to these children that have been in so many horror movies. I cannot tell you how many horror movies star children, and the fact that they're being put through these things for film, it just makes me so disturbed because it's a form of trauma.
Exactly. But Chinny,
it's also like a curse too.
Yeah.
You're cursing the kid.
Well, you're the guest, so you know us, we'll talk. But want to try to keep going back to the guests some and make sure you get to share your thoughts and stuff, because you really brought up obviously a excellent point and question, to try to question as to about the hair being long, and then why are we shaving it off? And I know shaving hair off of the head dumbs a man down.
Yes, it
does. What does shaving it off of the private parts do? Does it dumb the person down in that direction as well somehow? It's some kind of, obviously we don't understand it. But any other thoughts you have on that, Chinny, feel free to share them with us, brother.
Okay, so here's the thing. So I'm a thinker, so I think a lot. And I do think that when men shave off their hair, it makes them susceptible to like STDs or sexual, that. And then obviously, when you commit the act of fornication, you become one with the person. But I feel like it just opens it up even further because the hair is like a form of protection. That's what I feel. I just think that has to,
I mean, if you take a look at any kind of forest or any kind of place of foliage, it is a protector of the soil, which is the Mother Earth itself. And so the things that are coming out of it protect the soil, they hold it in place. They do all kind of symbolic things for that garden. So, a woman's hair and a man's shaving it off, you're leaving the garden bare. And I'm sure that's not a good thing. I'm as guilty, to be honest, as most men are, with being trapped in that paradigm at a point in my life where I thought that was more appealing for some reason. but it wasn't my own thoughts. It wasn't my own beliefs. It was pushed on me through media and everything, just like everything else gets done. And I don't look at things nowhere near like that anymore. But we have to be destroying the protection by removing what grows there for vanity reasons. It's just. But
I have an interesting Vietnam War story for this.
Okay.
Shoot. Literally.
Go for it.
Native trackers, American Indian native, were recruited by the U.S. military for their uncanny ability to move silently, sense enemies, and detect danger. They were trackers. When the Army cut their hair...
Native Indians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, American Indians, native.
Right.
When the Army cut their hair, they were no longer able to track. Their skills died. They were useless to the Army.
Yep, I've read that study. Yep. So it handicaps the man or the brave or the native when you cut down the foliage off his head, cut the antennas down so he can't sense what's beyond the veil.
Well, didn't Samson's hair get cut?
Right. It's an extension of your nervous system, like truly. But yes, Samson's hair got cut off, and that's how he lost his strength until he, in the end, before he, the whole taking down the pillars situation, when he realized his strength came from God. But his hair was a gift from God and his strength. But of course, a female seduced him and betrayed him and cut his strength. Delilah. That is correct.
He seduced him to cut his hair to take his power because he believed his power was in his hair but he was deceived because his power came from God. So you apply that same story to the removal of hair on a human body, like a female body, our reproductive areas, and I mean, this is all new thoughts. Mostly new thoughts. I mean, I've thought about this stuff somewhat because I've talked about this stuff before, but to really understand what it is that we're losing, I don't think I have my mind around it yet, but I guarantee it's something, because there is nothing that the beauty industry does to us, just like the medical industry, that doesn't have a price,
right?
Or negative. Like if they hand you a cell phone and it says it has all these features, but it don't tell you that it also is doing all this stuff that you don't know about, like listening to every word you say. And you think you can go in the other room and talk and it won't hear you, but the microphone's so sensitive. It hears everything pretty much in the entire house all the time. Everything. And because an AI is listening, it also is transcribing whatever language and saving everything you say on a database somewhere, because data is what they're after.
What you holding up there?
Yeah, what you got there, Cheney?
Yeah.
Hold that closer to the camera. What is that?
We can't hear him.
We can't hear you. Are you on mute?
His mic's muted or something.
Hang on here. Let me, I might have done something to mess him up. Let me see.
Did you
welcome to our technical issue?
I'm gonna make sure I did.
You might need to refresh his mic.
All right, try again, Jeannie. No,
say something.
Let me refresh his mic here. Maybe he just lost his mic. All right, you should see something pop up on your screen there.
Oh, I hear something.
I think we can hear you now.
We got it.
Can you hear me?
Yay! Okay. Yes.
Yeah. You just lost your audio connection for a second, but I have the ability from this side to reconnect you. Some of this stuff works pretty cool.
That's cool. Wow, you're in control.
Yeah.
So this is my phone.
That's your phone?
That's tiny.
Yeah, this is my phone.
That looks like a battery that comes out of a phone.
And tell us what's special about said phone.
Yeah.
It's very minimal.
So that literally is a phone with a little screen on it.
Yeah, it's like a tiny Kindle.
Tiny Kindle, and it acts as your phone. Wow, that's pretty small. But they have them
will
now
you give
in
us
their watches.
name brand?
It's called Light.
And it's a Kindle?
It's called the Light Phone.
Light Phone.
LIGHT or LITE?
LIGHT.
It looks like you might never want to even drop that one once.
This is my phone. The giant phone that I have. I need glasses, okay? Don't run.
Show us that again, Shannon.
Oh, here. Let me turn the light up. Sorry, I have the light on. It's massive.
Oh.
My kids make fun of me all the time. It's great. It's an old person phone. It's as big as I can get just so I can read it, really. That's the only purpose I got for that.
Yeah, we always think bigger is better, don't we? We just keep getting bigger screens until we're carrying a laptop in our pocket.
I just can't read otherwise.
So, Chenny, what else is on your mind today, man?
Man, there's a lot. There's a lot, man. Oh man. So I do believe that reptilians are absolutely 110% real. Reptilians.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think there's something to it. I just don't understand it. I looked at a lot of different reptiles and such, trying to say, okay, what is this thing about how they can change their colors, how they can change their look, where they can all of a sudden look like a leaf, but yet their form doesn't change, but their colors and things change. But is there at a higher level, when you're talking something at a higher level of consciousness, can they change form? Do you think they change form?
Yeah, shape-shifting, of course.
Shape-shifting.
On a biblical aspect, Lucifer, he was considered a seraphim, or what was his? But I know that particular type of angel does have serpent-like qualities, does have that kind of whole appeal. So, on the biblical side, there is reference to the reptilian kind of being, but more fallen angel aspect.
You remember that movie Species?
Yes.
Oh,
I saw that in the theaters, as a matter of fact.
Movie V.
Oh,
there was a movie called V that was like not V from Vendetta, but the V was like had to do with, it was like a TV series back in the 90s or 80s?
It was like 80s. Yeah.
80s.
I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah, and they were showing us these reptilian shapeshifters. And they were beautiful in one sense, and then next thing you know, you're making out with a lizard.
Right. And Species is very much so like that, and it goes on the whole aspect of the shape-shifting for seducing and breeding purposes, which is very much so like in biblical reference of the Nephilim and things along those lines. Is that kind of why you brought up Species specifically?
Yeah, because they shapeshift. The woman or man would, like, because you know how it goes. They always show us, but they'll be like, "Oh, it's fake. What are you talking about? Well, that's just pollywalk. We just made it up." And then lo and behold, it's actually real. So I feel like Species is a movie that's practically showing like reptilians, but they exaggerate things, so they may not eat people, but
and then they do see that. That's
some
the thing
do,
that they do. But the whole aspect is they're turning it into an alien, right? They're bringing the whole alien narrative
which they're really
into the mix. Right now. Oh yeah, because I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens, right?
When these aliens show up, this is a good, reasonable question, I think. When these because they're gonna say some aliens have showed up. This comet, the 3i or whatever, and all these different things. They're all like alien. It's a ship. It's this, So I know they're gonna do it one day. So when it shows up, is it gonna be a reptilian that's not an alien, but is a reptilian basically? And it's like, will they just show one of them walk out on stage? Here's Commander such and such from the planet Crazy Town. It's like, I wonder if that's what's going to happen. Are they going to reveal themselves, which would be pretty freaky?
I believe so. Don't don't ever underestimate these people or entities or whatever they are. The higher ups, because some of them, sometimes they can be bold. 9/11 was an example. They're bold. So one day, we're just on the TV, and then, actually, there are times when I would watch, like the politics or whatever, and they'll have reptilians right there, in the crowd, and you'll never even know until you like do like an actual motion with their eyes, because they like, it's like white or slit.
You operate a little differently, or something. And yeah, I've seen a lot of videos too that show that, but it's like, if I've only seen something on video, it's like somebody telling me that they see angels. Well, one, I've seen them so many times, but I'm that one saying I see something that some other people haven't seen maybe. And it's like, I'm looking like I'm crazy, but then I guess what I'm saying is, if I don't see it, somehow it's hard with my own eyes. It's hard for me to think, well, maybe it's easy for me to think that video could be AI, it could be Hollywood rigged, whatever. But then again, who knows?
That brings up the subject matter that Roxy's brought up several times of those glasses, right? Kind of like they live, and that the military had these things to where you could actually see it. It somehow blocks whatever they're using to shapeshift and deter you from seeing who they really are. I'm curious as if, we could find a way to get something along those lines. I know Roxy knows a lot more about what the material is, and she seems to be on mute, so she's not chiming in.
I'm here. Roxy. There's a lot of us talking, man. They're what is it? Oh my gosh, what is the name of the glasses? See, Shannon, you gotta bring up something in my brain just blank. Is
I was calling you out.
Yeah, basically you can see into a different realm. Basically, it's like putting on glasses and evidently tripping on acid or DMT or whatever, because you can see things that normal people can't see. The problem was, several soldiers had them on, and they was all seeing the same monster. So I mean, they're not all having the same schizophrenic moment and seeing the exact same what they classified as monsters. We'll put that in air quotes that nobody can see me making my fingers.
Shannon, do you remember? It's been about a year and a half ago or so. We were looking at some videos that a guy in Russia said that he even did a video showing where he went to a crash site, and he found these. It was a military aircraft that crashed, and he went there and he found some pieces of the lens, or either of the lenses. It was pieces of glass, and he would take it and put it over his camera lens when he was filming, and the things that you could see when he slipped that lens over, I mean, you had all these black orbs floating around, and you.
I wonder, can you still find that video?
I don't know, but I could look.
Have you ever seen a camera through an old BlackBerry? You can take one of the old BlackBerry phones, like the Bernstein Bears, one of the Mandela effects that we've noticed. The Bernstein versus the Bernstein. If you take an old BlackBerry phone and put it across the actual title of the book, what the book says and what you see in the phone are two different things.
Yo, so funny story. I actually seen a video like this, and you want to hear something funny? It was
Yes.
I think are you guys like familiar with KJ Osborne, or the scariest movie ever?
The scariest movie on earth. Yes.
Yeah. So
Or ever.
yeah.
Yeah. One of those.
yeah. So he had a video of him. So this is some freaky stuff, okay? So what happened was there was a guy, and there's the ending is crazy because I didn't realize it until the Lord revealed it to me. Because I ask the Holy Spirit sometimes, and He does reveal. So there was a guy who had a book with the Berenstein Bear book, right? And in one room, which was the living room, it would say Berenstein, and then he would literally have the camera and go into the other room and would change the name to Berenstein, and then he would leave the living room and it would go back to Bear. So
I've seen that video.
Yeah,
It's
but
really
here's the thing.
strange.
I asked the Lord to give me a revelation, and lo and behold, this is where it shivers. On the wall, on the door, right? There's a picture of a devil on the door when he was going into the room. Yes, literally, if you can find that video, you'll see a picture of the devil on the door.
I'm on.
So
Proceed.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, so that was revealed to me that there was a devil in the room. That's why anytime like it would change, it was because the devil was manipulating the book to look like what it wanted to look like. And so I'm like, wow, that. So I think it was like a devil or something trying to do something to kind of off-put the way the book looked.
Yeah,
This
obviously,
is very
because I mean,
fascinating.
we're talking at that point. We were kind of talking about the Mandela effect, and we kind of know who's behind that in general. They, the we could put another name to it probably too, but might not be completely accurate in all ways. But yeah, I've seen that video. That was pretty convincing that he wasn't
I got
making
it.
it. You got it already. If you
I'm
drop
on-
me
See, and
you drop me a link, I can pull it up.
This brings me to the whole thought process, and I'm not changing subject. This really does kind of fit inside of this. Is I've been kind of on this whole rabbit hole about the Labubu dolls and the demonic
talked
stuff
about
that
those.
goes along with it, right? And I do believe that this has something to do with the Black Awakening and these idols that are demonically possessed having influence on these people who are obsessed over them and buying them. And people have had experiences, but I guarantee you that this what you just said just kind of struck a chord. Like these idols, these demonic influences that we're putting in our home, on our bags, on everything that we do, if that is part of the delusion of you have this demonic object on you, it is going to throw delusion over your eyes. You won't be able to see the truth because this thing is with you. You know what I mean? If that makes
Daniel
sense.
is in chat.
Yep. Yeah,
I feel like that has a lot to do with it, because the Furbies, right? They found out that there was technology like spyware in these things, and I do believe that this all has something to do with the technology and the demonic influence. There's something in these dolls that, aside from the demonic stuff in it, that has the technology or something that covers and deludes your eyes. And I think that, just what you said just spurred on, oh my gosh, that's it. That is it right there. That this demonic influence stuff that's in these homes, it's like when you're in that space, when you're around it, it shows you that delusion.
Exactly.
Sorry. That just makes so much sense right now. Yes.
Did you get the link, Daniel?
Yeah, I did indeed.
Exactly.
I'm setting it up where we can bring it up and also bring Cheney in with us on that page. I just got that scene source, so give me just a second. Yeah, I got it here.
Well, the whole concept of the Mandela effect, then we have to ask, is it a timeline alteration like a butterfly effect? Or is this some type of psychological operation to see how much they can enforce on us before we buck?
Well, black magic is 100% involved. So, it's got to be multi-purposed.
You see it? It's right there. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Holy shenanigans.
As you see it.
Looks like a portal on the door there.
Exactly.
Right? That's a representation. That's a Celtic tree of life.
Well, you can also see when you take a tree and you look at it from the top down, of course, the core of the tree's in the middle. That is in the image of a portal, a gateway. That's what we're talking about, calling it the pit. If you had a giant old tree and nothing but the root system still existed under the ground, it's still in the image of a portal. It's just the top half's been cut off. It's like the one, like with our bodies, we have two sides, and a tree has two sides, but they're top and bottom instead of left and right. And so if you cut one side off, but the root still exists. Well, it's a long story. I'll go down a rabbit hole. But yeah, that's portal imagery is what that is. Tree of life imagery, yes. Symbolism, yes. Portal imagery, absolutely also. So he's got portal imagery there on the rug. He's got, I don't know what that thing is there on the wall. Looks like a demonic nun or something other with black eyes.
It is a demonic nun.
I mean, so this guy's calling all kind of weird stuff to come in his house, just like Chini said. We'll see if we can get this to play a little bit. Couldn't swear if we're going to be able to hear audio or not. But we're going to see what happens when I hit play. Okay, we can hear that a little bit. Let me see if I got any way to adjust the audio on that. Anyway at all. Not well. Let me see. Not really. Anyways, let's take a look. That's a good catch too, Chinny, because I didn't recognize, everybody misses things, and I didn't recognize that portal imagery and tree of life imagery being on the wall there like that.
Yeah, so fun fact. So I remember, so I was watching a podcast, and the podcast said that in I think it's like a generational thing with like specific races. They say Celtic and Cherokee always seem to attract like demons or aliens. It's just a thing with the Cherokee and the Celtics. It's just a natural thing. It's like a generation thing. So that's why in the UK, like people are just naturally attracted to haunted house shows. They like that stuff. They like haunted stuff. They like eerie, leprechaun, Loch Ness Mount, or the Cherokees, like the ETs, the aliens, the Sasquatches or the Bigfoot. It's because of it's like a thing. It's a generation thing, they recognize that stuff, and it's like a bloodline thing. It's like blood,
So just to kind of bring the other viewers up to speed as to what he's doing here. He was saying that he hung this imagery of this tree of life or portal imagery on the wall. And he also has that image of that mask on the wall, of course. And then he said he has this book, and when he goes through this door, which a door is a portal, there's something that takes place in that the name on the book changes the spelling supernaturally. And I haven't took this down and put it in my editor and looked for any evidential things that would say to me, okay, this has been edited or something like this, but it looks like what he shows actually happens. I'm going to let it keep playing here, but I got it on mute. if it'll play. Because we're totally maxing bandwidth for sure. So there's the book, Berenstein Bears, and it happens to be called On Time, which is interesting in itself as well. And then and then you got that clock on there, which the clock is in the image of a portal and is tied to obviously portal conversation for sure. You think about, like, remember Back to the Future with the Doc was hanging on the clock when the lightning struck, and then they time traveled, right? And so the clock is an image of a portal as well. So he's got all kind of at least 3 things so far here that has to do with portals. And then he goes and sticks the book through the door here in a moment.
Yeah, it's freaky. It's very freaky stuff.
So it says Berenstain. You can see how it's spelled. Stain, S-T-A-I-N. And here at some point, he's going to go to take it through the door. He's talking before he's doing it. He's explaining, kind of. Let me just forward it up just a little bit. So Berenstain, and here he goes through the door. Berenstein, he comes back out. And he goes back to Stain. Now, I can take that.
Crazy.
Actually, I can take that frame by frame.
Yeah, you need to run that through editor, yeah.
I can even do a frame by frame on here. Just backing up 2 frames at a, see right there? It changes Stain to Stain. There it says S-T-A-I-N. And I back up, still S-T-A-I-N. Then it goes to Stain. Or Steen, rather.
It looks like there's a stain on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the look itself is kind of stained. Let's back up where he was before he went in the room.
Crazy.
Watch it one more time. Berenstain to Berenstein. Let's do that again. I'll try to stop it right when where it changes. Okay, right there. Stop.
There's.
Let's see now. Let's back up frame by frame. You can see it's S-T-E-I-N. I'm backing him out of the room.
And it's the same book, because I'm watching, on the top right-hand corner, the book is bent. I'm watching that defect to see if it changes at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you think they manipulated it through like a video editor?
We're just making sure.
That's what I'm kind of looking at. We're just looking at it. We don't know what happened other than it's either real or it's not. But the truth is truth. But if it is real, it's like, we're just trying to understand why, which is why you brought up the topic to start with, which is interesting topic once again. Still just moving frame by frame. But there's 30 frames in a second, so you can see it's looking kind of blurry there. See how it's looking blurry? If I go back the other way, it's pretty much not blurry. Then mainly the word Berenstein is kind of blurring frame by frame. Step.
I'm running it through a graphics manipulation checker now.
Berenstein.
Ah, right.
Like
I remember.
The period on the eye disappears in a couple of frames. Like there's period on the eye there. Go back one frame, period on the eye is
And
gone.
it's gone.
I go another frame, it's still
In one
gone.
frame.
Go
What were you gonna
another
say,
frame.
Yeah, no,
Say what,
I remember
Shannon?
Daniel has from previous episodes that he does. He kind of like does the frame by frame thing. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing this on the fly, but I can go in my editor and really look at it. But you can see, I mean, I don't
It
see
changes.
anything that says manipulation other than it just gets kind of blurry looking. And I don't understand how something is in a blurry state. In reality, it's either one thing or another, you would think. Because it's like bouncing backwards and forth in between steam and stain. But the eyes disappeared. The dot on the eye keeps disappearing and coming back in between just
Okay.
two frames.
My checker says with
What's your
frame
checker?
stepping, at the exact moment of visual change, there seems to be no cut, dissimulation, or edit. Audio continuity played at 1/4 speed. Shows room tone to be continuous, like background noise.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, there's some kind of tiny pop or click in the background ambience that does not change or change its timing. So background noises are consistent all the way through the video.
Which means the audio hasn't been manipulated.
Audio
But you
hasn't
don't
been
need to
altered in
manipulate
it.
audio.
Well,
So
and
this
with
is the
frame
real deal.
with frame stepping, it's not showing any splicing or anything that mine can show.
So this is real, pretty much.
Yeah. It's real.
It kind of looks
It
like
says
it.
due to there is no jump in camera position or disposition, object position or disposition, or exposure, which would be a classic sign of hidden cut or speed ramp filming. So my software, just on analyzing the direct video, it did a quickie all the way through the whole video, and it can't find any edit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to show me what software you're using, I'd like to check that out too. He's going backwards and forwards, and it keeps changing, stain to steam. It's hard to say in this from my point of view, because
That was a good one.
and let's back that up again.
Yeah, he's close up there. You can watch it.
Interesting.
I'm backing up now.
Right. Here we go.
It's interesting how it distorts right there.
You got
Oh, I
stain
saw
there.
that.
So what else distorts besides just those letters? See, let's go back forward one frame and start.
Let's look at the other objects on the screen.
Back one. Okay, now we backed up one. Let's go forward one. Kind of everything, like the club on the left-hand side. It starts
Yeah,
to kind of
Wow.
blur, but movement can also cause blur. But
Well, because Bears is also spelled in that little club, Cub Club section.
oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Berenstein Bears Cub Club.
So it should change over there too. I haven't even paid that part no attention.
All
He's got
right.
it close
Where it
up.
says Bears, if you'll look above the S in Bears, there's like a dirty oil stain or something on it. I'm trying to look at the imperfections on the book that make the book unique as we're going back and forth.
Right. I'm just backing up right now, and I'm going to go the other way here in just a minute. I was trying to see if it would become clear over on the right-hand side. Let me see if I'm at the highest resolution. That obviously I'm not. Oh, yeah, I am, because it only goes to 480 in this particular video. Okay.
This kind of reminds me of those images where you see the picture of the items that are there and then the items that are not, and then they say, "Hey, could you circle what item is in the picture and what item is not?"
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
This kind
The
of reminds me of
greasy,
this.
the greasy stains actually changes.
STEIN. This is one frame right here. It goes STEIN. I'm gonna move forward one frame.
That was the
That's one
automatic.
frame.
Yeah, look at your greasy spot above that S. It moves as well.
That's weird.
Slightly moves or alters slightly.
What is the club? I wonder if the club part. It's hard to tell with that because it's so small.
The E and the A change instantaneously.
Wow.
This had to be recorded at a higher resolution than 480. So I imagine there's another video out there.
There may be another one.
Copy.
Yeah. It was just the first one I could run across. I'm sure somebody's reposted and reposted. Because that one only had 40,000 views on it, which tells me it's not the original.
Let me look at this clock area down here and see if I notice anything.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm curious as to why 8 o'clock is on the clock. There's a significance
8
to
o'clock
that.
on the clock?
8 o'clock is on the clock.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about clocks and
sure
things
there is.
changing, as a group, maybe not on air right now, but we need to talk about, just remind me, we all need to have this internal conversation about this clock that was the FIFA clock or FIFA trophy.
Are you referring to the one that Bezos is trying to build?
No.
Or is this something else?
This is something else.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a Stargate, and it was sitting in the Oval Office on the desk the other day. He literally tells you it travels.
Wow. I did not. I gotta see that. Gotta send that to me.
I'll send you a copy.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Look at
Shannon, you're
one other
right.
scene.
Thanks.
Well, we've all been looking
You're
at these
the one-
Stargates. Yeah, we're horrible, Chiny. I mean, me and Shannon, Daniel gets on this all the time because all we do is giggle and laugh. We got on the other day to do a quick live show, and it was like 3.5 hours later. We were just running out of spit. We were so dry from talking.
Hey, I'm carrying the joy of the Lord. Nothing wrong with some laughter. It
Jesus
brings
joy.
That's right.
Okay.
Have the joy.
It changes again
of the
at a different
Lord.
point in the video. In one frame, it goes from A to E. This isn't the same one as earlier. It's just one frame. We're doing the Berenstein Bears decode live.
Hey, Shannon, are we still on for a
Man, I
show
just-
tomorrow?
As far as I am aware.
Okay, the audience out there is asking. Yes, everybody, me and Shannon will do another live chit chat, unscheduled talk till we drop tomorrow.
Oh Lord.
What time's good for you, Shannon?
I am not sure. I'll get back to you on that. Just so,
Okay.
because I gotta check my
Sometime late
schedule.
tomorrow afternoon, early evening, Shannon and I will do a show.
Excellent.
I just
have
want to
a-
know,
Speak.
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to know why do the demons want to manipulate the E and the A? Like, why out of all the things on the book, why that?
Being the stain.
That's a really good question.
Well, it would be in the phonetics or the etymology of the words. Being the stain. You would think it would be in there, or at least
All right,
possibly.
well, let's go see who wrote it.
Let's check
The
it.
book.
Well, right, it's supposed to be their last name. Like the couple who wrote it, it's supposed to be their last name.
Maybe they're
Stan and
satanic or
Jan.
something.
Oh,
Stan and
more than
Jan
likely.
Berenstein.
I
their
guarantee
name
you,
is-
you don't have
Does their name
Such
change too on the
a,
book? Yeah.
right? Well, see, that's just the thing, right? And here's the thing: that you don't have any kind of long-lasting storyline book that, for generations, is that familiar with unless you made a kind of deal, if you ask me.
Right.
So more than likely, they signed contracts and are part of the delusion. I mean, they're no longer with us. I don't think they're alive anymore. I'm not sure. So
the son took it over.
Right. So I don't know if we'll ever get a real answer to that, but it'd be an interesting rabbit hole to go down, like who they were specifically and if there's any information.
And Jan Bernstein were Pennsylvania Dutch. The book started in 1962. Stan passed away in 2005, and in 2012, the son Mike carried on the series. I'm still reading. Proceed.
Good catch, Rox.
They're trying to claim that our brains auto-corrected it.
Daniel, I see why you got Roxy on the show.
Yep.
She's a
catch.
catch.
Stain at the bottom, it changes from stain to steen as well. They go backwards and forth. The name at the bottom, just that letter changes again too.
Their psychological operation is trying to tell us that we remember it as Stein because of Frankenstein. That we don't have any famous things from history named Stain. So our brain auto-corrected.
And what reason is it that I remember, Luke, I am your father? And now I don't say that anymore. I remember that for sure. There ain't no doubt. Luke, I am your father. And then all the changes biblically as well.
Well, Fruit of the Loom tried to claim they didn't have a cornucopia on their tag until a woman, they literally made this poor woman out to be crazy on the internet. So she went into stuff that she had packed up from years ago and pulled some Fruit of the Loom out with the tag on it, showed them, and sued the ever-living snot out of them for making her be crazy.
Well, here's something interesting, okay? Because there's the whole Looney Tunes spelling one as well, like Tunes as opposed to Toons. Well, I looked up the copyright of the title, and I found out that at the same time they copyrighted the spelling of Toons, they also copyrighted the Tunes. So at the same time, there was copyrights for both titles, which tells me this has been a plan for quite some time. You know what I mean? Like they have copyrights on both ends for both titles. So when you look it up, you can say, oh, well, but they had a copyright for this back then at that time. But it's like, yeah, they had a copyright for both. So there's predetermination in the things that were going to be changed in my eyes, finding that information.
The hidden symbolism that most people say within the Stain name of Berenstain was intentional due to symbolic of sin, corruption, or a mark of innocence.
Right, and these are children's books, so that's a very interesting breakdown. Because these books have been for children.
Can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Somebody said in the comments that the stain changes. Well, when the stain and steen changes backwards and forth, said something about that the little registered symbol and it changes to TM possibly. They were saying it maybe something else changes. Trademark, yeah, something like that changes too, and that was White Flag Revolution. And then Daniel said in the comments said maybe it was Berenstein, and then the demon put in stain, as Lucifer is a stain on God's creation. Interesting comment. I don't know, but interesting comment. Sorry about that, Shanna. Sometimes I start talking and then somebody else starts, and that's like, Well, was I talking or not?
That's okay. I wasn't saying anything. Well, you didn't interrupt me, so no worries.
I keep forgetting to look at the screen and we're actually on air because I'm listening on headphones and I'm totally in the other computer doing research about these people.
Yeah, we're
like,
live.
What contract did you sign?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Although, guys, I do think we're going to wrap it up here in just a moment. But what were you going to say, Jeannie?
The bottom name, does that change too, or is just the top?
Yes, it does. The bottom one changes too. I did look at that, and it was both changing. Yeah, they changed it at the same time. Just real quick, like.
I really think it was extremely good, an extremely good catch to notice, though, that the change in the room, that the the portal imagery, the demonic imagery that's in that room, where you see the name Stain, and then you go into the other room that probably doesn't seem to have anything along those lines, because then the truth comes out. So the delusion is happening in the room, in the place where the demonic energy is flowing. And that's a really good thing to point out, because I think this is the first time that anyone has pointed out that kind of thing in this particular Mandela effect change. You know what I mean? That's a really good find.
He should pack up and leave that place immediately.
Yes. Or at least burn those those paintings and the drapery.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit is so powerful, man. Like, one thing I learned, Roxy and Shannon and Daniel, one thing that I did the other day, and then I guess I'll let you guys go, because I know you guys are packing up, but one thing that I learned is that if you ask the Holy Spirit or the Lord to reveal to you who's like a reptilian, who's a devil, who's like an angel, who's a human, and really act sincerely or pray about it, of course, Daniel, I'm sure you know, the Lord will honor it, and He will reveal who's like, yo, wait, there's something off about this person.
Yeah.
It may be in a way that you have to get used to, because sometimes things come in supernatural ways that are hard to discern.
Yeah, I had one of those this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, that goes on to the whole thing about testing the spirits. God tells us in the Bible to test the spirits, and the Holy Spirit is the one that gives you discernment in these things. So what you're saying is right on point. Praying to God, asking the Holy Spirit to give you that discernment on what is real is truly the only way you're going to know. It's the only truth that you can really sink into, but it's hard sometimes. People don't have the faith to listen sometimes, and they think it's their own voice or it's in their head, and you have to learn to start listening to that voice of God, of the Holy Spirit, and discerning that voice from the things the chatter that's in your mind.
Yeah, amen.
Absolutely.
All right.
Actually, real quick before we go, because we are fixing to end the show here, I want to thank Cheney for being here. But before we do that, I wanted to, Roxy, you remember what you were saying about something that happened? Is that something you would want to talk about on air or not?
Oh, I don't mind telling any of our people anything. I'm an open book. Okay. I don't dream. I don't lucid dream. Most time when I go to sleep, it's just I don't wake up seeing or remembering anything. I lost my dad in 2015, and I was close to my dad, and since that moment, I have never had any visual or physical representation that he was close by, as much as I wanted one. Saturday night, went to sleep and had a dream, woke up, went back, had another dream. It was unusual. It was complete and total darkness you couldn't see anything anywhere. It was the blackest of black abyss you could imagine, except for this one spot that had a spotlight, and it was my dad standing there walking beside me. I was an adult. He was an adult. And the only thing I could understand him saying is watch your step. And the first time I dreamed it, I thought it was because we couldn't see around us except for where we were walking.
Was it
and
watch
when
your
I woke
step
up,
or watch where you step?
Yeah, watch where you step.
Watch where you step, yeah.
Watch where you step. And I thought it was because of the light and it was the only spot I could see. And so then when it happened again, it gave me a whole different perspective of what it was, because the only spot that I could see was that one spot where the light was there. But it was my dad. My dad was very specific about the shoes that he wore. Those were not my dad's shoes. This is the thing that concerned me about what I saw. As much as I wanted that to be my dad, the shoes that person had on, that was not my dad. My daddy would have never been called dead in loafers. You just have to know my dad. And to see him in penny loafers, like what he called penny loafers, was not something. Daniel knows my dad. Mm-hmm. My dad wore work boots. Mm-hmm. Or like these, he would not be, it was his shirt, it was him, it was his pants. But when he said, watch where you step, and I looked down, those were not my dad's feet. I don't know, it was strange. It's hard to explain, it was just strange.
No, but that can be sometimes a message, a supernatural thing trying to, so that's why I asked her to say that, because you have to be, sometimes when you get the answer to what you're looking for, you have to ponder it. And you have to really think about it to ultimately understand what it is, because a lot of things happen to me, just like Shani says, all the time. When you ask for things, expect it that you're going to get an answer, but be open to the way that the answer comes, because it can come in different ways. And sometimes it can even be what you didn't really want to hear.
That's a lot of the times. I hate to tell you that, but that tends to be a lot of the times.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, thank you for being
our will is not the same as God's. That's all I can say.
Wait, I'll say literally one last thing. It was from a preacher, and he's into like deliverance stuff, and he said there's the four things that you need to do as a believer. He said, inspiration, inspiration, anticipation, expectation, desperation. And he said, the inspiration, like, all right, for example, money. I promise this is the last thing.
You're good.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
We do this all the time.
Trust me. We go down 10 rabbit holes before we can do anything to stop once we get going.
Yeah. So the inspiration.
Have to start putting the brakes on the train about 50 miles out of town.
You're welcome to come on with me anytime, Johnny, because I am always interested in the deeper rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're always welcome here too, Johnny.
So,
but feel free to finish explaining.
Inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So inspiration is like, all right, let's say you want to make $100,000, right? What is your inspiration? Or inspiring? What's inspiring you to make that $100,000? So now, this is faith, by the way. All this is faith. So then he said, anticipation is when you're like anticipating, like, all right, I know I'm gonna get this. I know I'm gonna get this. I know I'm gonna get this. And now you're expecting it. Now it's like, all right, I'm getting this. I'm gonna get the $100,000. I know. I have faith that this is gonna come. But then the desperation happens, and it's like, oh man, I really think it's gonna come. But when is it gonna come? I know it's gonna come. But when is it gonna come? Oh my gosh. And then it just happens. Faith.
So these are the steps in your faith. Is that, basically, right? Like step one,
the steps
inspiration.
In knowing that when you pray if it's something good for you and it's Father's will that He'll grant it. Like some people, they might pray for lottery ticket numbers and things like this. And for any person that's never had a large amount of money will destroy you and your whole family and everybody that you love and all your friends. It'll destroy you. So to win $50 million is something that would destroy most people. So anybody that's really understands that would never pray for something like that. So
FYI, the lottery is a CIA scam.
It is. And there's a long standing thing too. Well, no, there's a long standing, understanding. Oh, gosh, see, I lost it. It's
You
okay.
lost it. It's gone.
I lost it.
It's
I
gone.
lost it.
Tune in Tokyo.
What did Chinese say right beforehand? Because it was going on with what he would say. What was the last thing you said?
What did Chinese say before you tuned in? What?
Sorry.
It's just all about faith.
Yeah, faith. It's all right.
Chinese.
There's
I thought you said Chinese.
There's a cures. No, Chinese. There's a legend that there is a curse of anyone who actually wins the lottery. You end up cursed. A lot of bad things happen to you instead of good things. So that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, drew it out way longer. School.
Shannon. West Coast.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 5:30, folks. We've been here for a minute.
West Coast.
Yep. And with all that being said, thank everybody for being here today. I am going to go ahead and end the show at this point. I want to especially thank the people in the comments and Super Dave, Super Mike for helping out in there once again, because I forgot to do the introductions today. Thank you, Cheney, for coming on. And anytime you see we have an open panel, brother, feel free to drop in, okay? And
sure.
I sure was happy to see you, to be honest with you.
God bless you, bro.
Nice, interesting conversation. And thanks to Roxy and Miss Shannon as well. And thank you to Miss Kim back here. We're working on it. We're getting it. We get it tuned up here. I don't know why she wasn't able to speak to you, but that's part of the learning process. Is you got to try and fail, like with anything.
And Shannon and I will see everyone tomorrow.
Yep.
So with all that being said, we love you. Our Father in heaven loves you, and we'll see you next time on the Supernatural Show. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Go on the site and see the schedule, and it'll have Shannon and Roxy's on there as well here too with their upcoming shows. We love you. Bye-bye for now.